After 70 videos of experiments, I finally have my best ultra efficient YouTube video recording setup. Like many people, I'm busy, really busy, and to add to the fun, I've just started my 10k a month income challenge, so I need to be able to film with the minimum of delay and the minimum of friction. I reckon after changing and swapping and experimenting, I'm now at my setup that gives me the lowest aggravation and delay before I can start filming. I'm going to take you through it now. There will be a few tips here that you need to think about. They may work for you. Firstly though, yes, of course you can do YouTube with the camera and microphone on your phone, but I wanted to try and get something in place that reduced the distractions as much as possible, wasn't too costly, and created, pretty professional results while not taking forever to set up. It's taken me a year of experimenting, mucking about, and frankly more money than it should. Here was me at an interim stage. I eventually funded the revised setup by disposing of this. Anyway, we'll get on to the cameras and things like that in a minute. So let me walk you around my room. Now, a word of warning, I've done no tidying up, so don't judge me. Right, this is my home office, which, like most people's offices in their houses, I'm sure needs to have several uses. I think the absolute key theme for this is to create the studio that's not intrusive when I want to reuse the room for other things, but then to be able to film with the bare minimum of alteration. You'll see what I mean. There are a couple of things though that are really useful for filming in here, more by luck than anything else. Firstly, I have double blinds on the windows. For filming purposes that works well because I can alter the lighting to an almost infinite extent. There is a downside, but I'll come on to that. The other really good element that my interior designer wife specified when we had the room made over a few years ago is this, and more specifically this. If you've seen any of my talking head videos before, you'll know this is my background. It means I don't have to do anything to set up a background behind me normally, and the distance from the camera to the shelves throws them out of focus while still showing the light colours. Alright, let's go over to my desk. As you see, I use a standing desk as part of my day job as an IT consultant. I work from home on my current contract, so this stays permanently in place ready to go, but it's out of shot for the YouTube videos, so I don't have to do anything with it when I want to start to film. Then a couple of other things that are out of the daily picture but instantly available. My lights are here, they're plugged in and ready to go. I tried big diffusers a few times, but they created such a huge time overhead setting them up, and they dominated the room when it was being used for other things. So I have these on with diffusers and turned quite a long way down. They're just there to flatten out the shadows really, to be honest. I really don't have any issues with the diffused natural light coming through this window. However, that brings me to one problem that has plagued me. I wear glasses and the reflections from the lights are terrible in them. So I've got one adjustment I make, and it's this, which I use to block any reflections off the windowsill. Right, let's go on to the camera. Having experimented with a Nikon SLR that I used for my normal photography, I just couldn't get the thing to give me the results I needed. So in the end I sold it and bought this instead. This is the Insta360 webcam, which I had seen used by a couple of other users. It films in 4K and it's nice and sharp. No, it's not going to work in any other circumstances other than shooting talking head videos at your desk, but we can deal with that. A really wonderful thing about the camera though is that it's connected straight down to my desktop, which is actually stored down here, and the video is stored immediately ready to edit. So as I film, I don't have to do any video transfer, and I can check the image immediately on my screen here, and I know that the image is captured immediately after filming. Okay, next up, sound. For me this is absolutely critical, and nothing gives away a budget setup worse than poor sound. I've been through many different iterations trying to get a decent sound. Now have something seems to be okay, not great, but it's okay. You see, the downside of this room is that it has lots of hard surfaces, especially around here. I really don't want to get into the whole hanging blankets thing because it really slows me down. So I tried to resolve that with the microphone type. I now have this. It's the DJI wireless mic, it means that at least the sound doesn't sound so much like you're in an echo chamber like it does with these. The other great advantage is that I can plug the microphone base into my desktop along with my camera, and basically I have synced sound on my video. If I select it as a sound option on the desktop, it all works fine. Finally, you'll have noticed that I have an auto cue box in front of the camera. I have improved as a speaker to camera, but I just can't get over the need to pause and say to the point where it drives me to distraction. So to get over that, I now use a fairly basic newer auto cue, which is designed for use with a mobile phone. I use the Prompt Smart app, which works really well once it's connected. But I will say that the biggest single delay I normally face in filming is getting the script onto the phone correctly. It's hit and miss, and I'll probably try and find a better auto cue app, but when it works, it does work well. I may just give it a bit more time and get to know it a bit better. So all of the hardware I've mentioned here is listed in the script below. I think you'll find its costs maybe a bit less than you think. Who knows? Okay, so as an illustration of how quick this setup is to create, I'll do a little trial run for you. Okay, that was about 4 minutes and I'm ready to go. The key for me at that point though is to then slow down, take a breath and start concentrating on delivering the script. But at least I haven't been setting up for ages and getting frustrated. Okay, so one thing of course that you will have been wondering is, what have I been filming this video on? Well, it's the DJI Pocket 3 camera. I've seen so many other YouTubers using this. I tried one and really I had to buy it with the last of the money from the sale of my Nikon. It is a wonderful thing and I recommend getting one. To be honest, I can't see any reason to have anything else other than this, and if I had my time again I might well use this over the webcam, but I bought the webcam first. So how long does it take me? Okay, let's see, so it was about 4 minutes. And just as importantly, I can return the room to its normal state in the same time. This means that I can literally film a couple of videos comfortably in under an hour. Okay, I hope you found that useful, and I'll be back with another video in a few days. See you then.